Colonel Banac, I mean, speaking of credit, one thing that people have been giving the PNP credit for is there was a lot of reports in the campaign and in the election day itself of arrests of vote buying. Was this a deliberate focus of the PNP, and why was it different this time around?
Well, the leadership of the PNP under Police General Oscar David Albayalde really thought of implementing seriously the laws, election laws. So part of that, of course, is the law against vote buying and vote selling, and this has been a part of our election, culture. But because of the very glaring violations of the law, people here and there were just exchanging money and all sorts, like sacks of rice. There were sacks of rice that
And
were
eggs.
confiscated, and eggs.
Trace naman,
So,
marami naman tray.
and this happened in front of the police.
So garapalan talaga.
Yes, and of course, if that is happening in front of a police, the police should really act and really enforce the law.
So yung inaresto nyo are the most brazen cases?
Yes.
Yung
Those
kaharap
who-
nyo talaga?
Yes, and those who were really arrested on the spot.
Actually, yun yung tanong ko eh. How do you come upon an incident of vote buying? Di ba? Unless yung nandun talaga or nahuli talaga. These were caught in the act?
Yes, at first, the incident in Cavite
Yeah.
was
Sa Bacoor.
really very unique because the alleged vote buying and vote selling was really done in the presence of our police. So right there and then, our police,
Undercover,
decided
sir.
that
This is
Oh,
Undercover.
yes.
undercover sting operation or talagang wala lang pakialam na may
Caught in
pulis
the
dyan?
act.
Yeah, our police was there to conduct regular patrols.
Inspection.
Of course, being part of the election security. And
So uniformed to, we
Yes.
could see na may pulis and
Yes.
yet unapologetically,
Yes,
brazenly, as you said, nagbibigayan ng
there were
ng
vote
pera.
buying and vote selling. So right there and then, the police had to act because this is a flagrant violation of the law.
Yeah.
And so they got arrested, and then they were hauled to the police station, and then they were charged in court.
But
And-
they were released.
Oh yes, of course, they were released eventually for
Okay.
further investigation based on the resolution of the Office of the Prosecutors, the prosecutor. And this caught fire.
Yes.
And people started to report
So ito yung
incidents.
ibilinaw lang po natin because we just want to see the potentials of such a case. No? This is the one that you mentioned, Cavite. This is the one in Bacoor.
Right,
This is
right.
the one that referred to the supporters of
Paul Watcher daw.
John Dick Rimulya.
Oh,
Di ba?
paano yun
And
kung
he
may
did,
ganung palusot?
he did acknowledge na, oo, supporters ko yan. But he said, but that's for poll watching training, di ba? Hindi yan vote buying. On the other hand, you're saying na, hindi, yung police mismo ang witness eh. Yung police mismo nandun, nakita, and we know fully the context. Di ba? So, given both sides, on the one hand, the one camp is saying training lang yan. On the other hand, you're saying, hindi, witness mismo yung police. What are the prospects for actually prosecuting this? I mean, may weight ba yung fact na hindi? Yung police mismo pwedeng tumistigo? Pwede ba yun?
Well, based on the opinion of the prosecutor, it has to be released for further investigation, meaning there has to be more evidence, testimonies to substantiate the violation. So,
What might constitute evidence? If there are police officers there, they see a crime being committed. It's a crime, right?
right, right.
It's a criminal offense. There's a police officer who's supposed to enforce the law. Nahuli niya, ano pa yung kailangan ebidensya? Unless kinunan ba ng camera phone or may CCTV ba? And even then, may palusot pa rin sila eh. Pero
Yes,
daw
because-
yun na para sa pagkain, para sa transport, these are legitimate campaign expenses. I mean, what are the chances of getting someone convicted? Out of those 225 cases, meron bang malakas na case that might become an example, a warning to people? Huwag nyo itong uulitin sa 2022.
Well, it may be really difficult to prosecute cases on vote buying and vote selling because nobody would admit that they are doing such vote buying and vote selling. Their alibi is this is my money, this is my personal money, and this is for my own expenses.
Naka-brown envelope lang talaga.
Kaya hindi makunan.
So happened that-
Pag kinunan mo, walang pera doon.
In a place in a brown
So
envelope.
to the point of law kasi, how do you prove that there was an attempt to exchange a vote for something of value?
Yeah.
Kasi ang problem possibly doon is sasabihin na that's only circumstantial. We had something of value here and then you had voters. Does that mean that there was an attempt to buy the
How
vote?
do you prove?
Diba?
Yeah, that's the most difficult part. So really, upon the analysis of the prosecutor, then that may be the reason why he released or they released the suspects for further investigation. Because it's really difficult to prove.
Kasi wala namang resibo yan eh.
Yes, and
Walang signature.
the only thing that we have is, of course, the money, of course, that the items and some leaflets containing names,
sample
allegedly
ballot siguro.
sample
May sample
ballots,
ballots.
yes,
Okay.
and then the person themselves who are holding onto these.
Kaya lang, sir,
amounts.
nagiging high-tech na rin daw ang vote buying. Have you monitored yung mga bagong modus on pagbebenta ng or at least trying to bribe voters? Have you monitored may mga bagong modus?
Yes, we've been getting a lot of
Multi-level
information.
marketing daw.
It's a
Multi-level marketing.
multi-level pyramiding type of vote buying
Pag namimigay
scheme.
na itlog.
And some may be sent through those remittances, money remittances.
Pwede.
And even the sacks of rice are being
Yung sa
given out.
circumstantial, halimbawa, siguro mga 10 tao yon, and then you caught 7.6 million, baka mo yon?
Yes.
Di ba
and-
napakalaki naman yon for food and transportation? Di ba malakas din yon as a circumstantial evidence?
Yes, yes.
Pwede naman yon, di ba?
Yeah, that's a big amount of money. 7.9 million that
Oo.
was confiscated in
Mahirap-hirap
Caraga
i-explain
region.
nyo na eto
Yeah.
regular expenses lang namin.
Or
No.
probably because that guy wasn't able to distribute yet
Di
the
ba?
money on
Kaya
time,
nga.
and so he got caught with that large amount of money.
So it's actually possible to get someone convicted. Are you optimistic?
We are hopeful that we'll be able to have a conviction so that there'll be an example.
Is it possible to link a candidate to the vote buying, considering the evidence you gathered so far in your arrests?
Para hindi lang small fish
It
or small
may
fry
be
or small egg.
difficult.
Kasi kilala naman yung mga grassroots supporters, di ba? In every community, you know, this guy is working for this candidate, eto for this candidate. Hindi ba pwede yun na malink, kahit circumstantial?
Well, this may be one thing that for the next election that we have to look into,
Yeah.
so that we can improve on our investigation, on how to be able to really pin down the sources of the money. So we are learning from this experience, from this election.
Will you recommend law to amend existing laws?
Well, we are open to any amendments of the law, and that would further improve the implementation of election laws, and the PNP is willing to help in crafting such law.